Hard sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. Sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays.
Hello and welcome to another episode, second episode of Cowboys Cut'N Up. I am Jay Stoggs, the buff nerd. You know who that is. Let's go. And of course, I'm joined by Trey, that guy right there. Hey, and our pro sports athlete, former NFL player, one big game James.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's good? How are you?
Hey, man, you know, I'm here trying to make it happen, man.
Aren't we all? You're doing a great job. I know a lot of people say a lot of things about pro athletes and whatnot, but
and guess what? Pro athletes don't listen to most of the things. Well, at least this old school one doesn't. I'm not like those new kids that get caught up in their feelings in the Twitterverse.
Hey, man, social media.
Kevin Durant.
Boy.
To name one.
Hey, man, he falls victim to the trolling so bad.
Name one.
Dude.
To name one for sure. But yeah, man, it's really good to see you gentlemen talking about, you know, America's favorite team, America's team, and you know, love them, hate them. Most people hate them, but they hate them because they ain't them, and that's how I really feel about that.
Right.
Go ahead, say it again.
They hate them because they ain't them, and you know, you can join the party. There are Cowboy fans all over the world. The world can't be wrong.
I'm not jumping on that train, but hey, I'm here to give a clear, unopinionated point of view.
That's
That's a stretch.
boy, is that a stretch? That is a stretch. That is a stretch. But hey, let's jump in this. This just broke, and I just put this into the to the rundown. So, you know, I'll understand if not really, you know, how you feel about it, but just learned that out of Frisco, one Marion the Barbarian Barber III, unfortunately, was found deceased today in Frisco, and you know, just some background. Marion Barber was drafted, you know, 4th round, 2005, by the Cowboys, but you know, played 6 seasons here and was really a fan favorite. Was really doing this thing. Really, actually, was a pretty decent running back. Was actually voted to a Pro Bowl in 2007. You know, while he was with the Cowboys, and his last season was with the Bears. I got actually, you know, his autograph. So I really like Marion. So for me, it's kind of one of those things like, you know, you knew there was some things going on after he left the program, and pro game, and I don't want to, you know, harp on that, but just watching him play was really fun. He was a hard-hitting north-south type of running back, thus the name Marion the Barbarian, you know.
Yeah, fit him very well.
Absolutely. I don't know. Did you ever play against him or?
No, I'm old, man. He got drafted in 2005. I was done in 2003.
Okay, you know, I don't want to put it out there like that, but
I mean, it is what it is. Father Time is undefeated.
Undefeated, is for sure.
Comes a time for all men to put the helmet up and the cleats down, and yeah, I never had a chance to step in front of that freight train, but hey, what Bone Crusher say? I ain't never scared.
He would put his head down. I mean, and he was a load. He was definitely a load. Again, even for that time, just considered a bigger back. You know, that was not afraid to put his hat down and like I said, just go north and south. So very sad to hear this news. Again, this is just like maybe an hour, 2 hours ago that it just kind of broke. But just sentiment, you know, prayers and thoughts to the family, of course, and you know, hopefully he's resting in power where he is.
Yeah, man, it sucks whenever, you know, I hear about a brother of the Shield, you know, a former player, current player, you know, just anybody in general in life. But man, Miriam Barber wasn't old at all. A young man that, you know, all of a sudden in 9 days before his birthday, man.
Yep.
So it's just
38.
yeah, it's hard to hear. You never want to hear that it happens, and you just pray that his family have comfort in dealing with this tragic situation at this tough time, man. So, just my prayers go out to all Cowboys Nation and the Barber family.
Yeah, for sure. Well, on that, let's jump into some Cowboy stuff, man. Some other Cowboy stuff. First of all, we keep seeing Debo Samuel sightings in and around Texas, and I know we talked about this last week, but it's like becoming more and more frequent. So, today's episode is actually called "Questions, Not Enough Answers," right? Which seems to be the Cowboys' modus operandi for the past more than quarter century here. We keep having questions, just not enough answers. Should we read anything into this? And here's the real question: are the Cowboys not only going to make, are they willing to make the trade for Debo? Trey, what do you think?
Hell no. I love Debo, man. I do. I wish he would be a part of the Cowboys. But saying that, have we not seen what Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and Dallas Cowboys have been doing this free agency, this offseason? I mean, they're not spending money. I mean, they're not doing anything barbaric or anything out of the ordinary to make this team any better. I mean, they're probably on the same par as they were last year. I just don't see them making a splash. I mean, we saw the same thing a couple years ago. Well, not a few years past it, but the safety from Seattle Seahawks.
Oh,
After they knocked us out of the playoffs. He ran to a Cowboys locker room and it's like, come get me this offseason. Yeah, we saw that happen. That came to a good decision by not getting him because we all see what kind of mess he's in after the Seattle Seahawks released him. There's a lot of garbage there. And I loved Earl Thomas to say, Texas bred. I'm a Texas guy. And I would love that because Cowboys have always, I mean, besides what's that guy's name? Heath or whatever. Yeah, Heath.
Oh, yeah.
He's a fan favorite.
Yeah. And Williams was here.
Williams. We haven't had that great safety that we had back in the Super Bowl days.
Oh, no.
And Earl Thomas would have brought that to us. Now, a transition to this. 49ers aren't going to part ways with Debo Samuel.
No.
Not right now anyway. And plus, the main reason why Debo Samuel wants to get traded because he doesn't want to be a running back, and that's what Kyle Shanahan is pretty much doing with him. It's like he doesn't want to run because Debo's not a stupid guy. He's actually one of the brilliant guys in the NFL. He knows that running the ball through the tackles and get running backs do not prolong your career by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
So we're going to get into this a little bit later. I mean, we already have Tony Pollard who can pretty much do everything Debo Samuel's can. But Debo Samuel is a pretty damn good wide receiver.
Right.
I kind of like the Dallas Cowboys wide receiver right now. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm kind of anxious to see how CeeDee Lamb does in his number one role. I'm anxious to see this new draft pick that we just picked up. I'm anxious to see who's a Vasher. I want to see how he does this season. I think we have a good young core of receivers right now. And breaking the bank for Debo Samuels, honestly, it just comes down to Kellen Moore. I just don't trust him to use Debo Samuels the right way like Kyle Shanahan does. And after saying all that, what assets are we going to trade? Like what is the 49ers going to take off our hands? I mean, we have no trade assets. I mean, no one's going to take on Ezekiel Elliott's contract.
No.
I wish somebody would, but that was just a stupid thing. Dallas is going to have to eat up that cap at the end of the year if Ezekiel Elliott doesn't change his if he doesn't come into camp shape this year.
Right.
But the Dallas Cowboys, you can read all the tea leaves you want to. Debo Samuel's under contract. They're not going to trade him to the Dallas Cowboys. You can say what you want to. It's like the Lakers and Cowboys and Yankees, right? Everyone's affiliated with the Dallas Cowboys. Like, Debo's in Dallas. Okay, Dallas is a popping city. Okay, he's there. Chill out. He's friends with Dak. Okay, who cares? Don't read anything into this. My God. And then for one love of God, can we please stop following these people on Instagram and see who they follow and unfollow? Because this is like a non-story every stinking year. But Would I love Debo Samuel? Hell yeah, I would love Debo Samuel.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the Cowboys aren't going to trade for him. Jerry Jones has proven that fact. He ain't going to touch anything. I don't know why this guy makes more money than anybody in the whole wide world. I just don't understand why he doesn't spend money if he wants to win a Super Bowl. But it's just not going to happen. I'm sorry.
No, Jerry only likes to overpay players that's on his team already.
Exactly.
He doesn't want to pull a successful player in. Now, that being said, I don't believe that the San Francisco 49ers would be dumb enough to trade him to the Dallas Cowboys and may have to face them later on in the playoffs or anything else. And he's their number one offensive weapon. So whether it sounds good, it looks good, it's pretty on social media, I just don't really think it's feasible for San Francisco. Now, he wants out. He's frustrated. There's been many of players, Jay, that have been frustrated and wanted out of their contracts. And guess what the team has done for them? Nothing. They kept him there, and they let you hold out and lose money. So he's not going anywhere. I don't think so. I don't buy into the social media thing. That's for fans to get excited about.
You know, and I think also to Trey's point, not only being listed as a running back, you know, you now have, or being utilized as a running back, you're running through, you know, the line. There's more wear and tear on you, but also you're going to get paid like a running back. And so, would you rather get paid like a running back or wide receiver right now?
Oh, wide receiver money is going to go a lot better than that running back money. Yeah.
So there's that other part of the frustration. Your other part, of course, is your quarterback. And say what you want to, but I don't think Trey Lance is going to be the man. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Fine, whatever. But from what he has shown,
he hasn't played enough to show anything. I don't think. Those 4 games are fair judgment of what his talent can be in the NFL off a rookie year.
Well, hold on. Let me put it like this. Let me ask this question then. You have Jimmy Garoppolo, who has torn ligaments in his hand, right? Can barely grip the ball, can barely play, yet he's starting in your playoff spot, or he's starting at the end of the season instead of Trey Lance.
Because it's hard to replace experience with a rookie. Yeah, come on, nothing. If you got to put the best option to win, Jay.
Big game.
You have to put the best option to win. And Trey Lance was not that. He had no playoff experience at all.
So what you're telling me is an athletic quarterback who is not hurt is not better than Jimmy Garoppolo, who is hurt, who has, more experience, but is not as athletic. That's what you're telling me.
Obviously not, because he couldn't get on the field.
So Trey Lance is not that good.
We don't know if he knows the playbook. We don't know what it was that kept him off the field.
Well,
we're not there every day.
We know what kept him off. I heard Jimmy Garoppolo kept him off the field. I heard Jimmy Garoppolo kept a healthy Trey Lance
what
off the
he
field.
can control. That's what I mean, Jay. What he can control. We don't know what it was that was his deficit of why he did not get on the football field.
Let me ask you something, Big Game. When you out there playing, and it's 53 men out there on the roster, right? And you're saying to yourself, I wonder who's going to give us the best opportunity to win. Who would doesn't matter who gives us the best opportunity. Jimmy G, right? Though he's hurt, could barely grip the ball, couldn't really run. You have a healthy Trey Lance. You're telling me who's younger, better legs, grip the ball, but you're telling me that guy is not as good as a hurt Jimmy G.
Could have been. If he was, he would have been on the field.
Well, so that goes back to it.
I'm saying that still does not dictate what his future holds. Just because he wasn't ready in year 1. Now, he did come out of school a year too early, too. Maybe he should have stayed all 4 years. The NFL, it's not easy to step on the field and be ready to go. And I love when I hear people say, like, something that happened in Tampa the other day. It's like something, this young man got cut. It's like, he's a scrub camp body anyway. Dude, you couldn't play if there was 8 people on the field. Don't call anybody else a scrub. You don't know what it takes to even be in that position to have a chance. But the game is very hard to play. Yet, I think Trey Lance found that out in his rookie year. Not to say that he cannot blossom and become a decent pro. He can
Yeah.
he can probably become Jimmy G. He may not become Aaron Rodgers, but he
Right.
might become Jimmy Garoppolo later on.
Well, and I want to bring this back to the Cowboys because you made an interesting point
Yeah, my
about
bad.
the receivers we have. It's okay. The interesting receivers we have here. We have 12 receivers on roster right now. Now, of course, this is OTAs. This is not you just bringing everybody in that you can to see what you got, right?
Yep.
But you have a very crowded receiver room right now, extremely crowded. Obviously, all these guys ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, well, seven of those 12 pretty much know they're there for camp, and that's it.
There you go. So
And a couple of them probably will be on the practice squad.
we already know CeeDee Lamb will be there. We already know Michael Gallup will be there. Pretty sure that the rookie
He'll be there.
he'll be there. So now at that point it's like, okay, who's your 4? Possibly 5th or
Nasher will probably be the 5th, 4th.
Yeah.
From everything I'm hearing, and then the 5th one's up for grabs.
Yeah. So I mean, you got Washington, you got Freifogel, you got Fiocco.
Is Wilson still there?
No, Wilson's with the Miami.
No, he's gone. So
Miami on the bag, baby.
good, for that amount of money for what he
I would have done it too.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not upset with him at all.
All right, Too Short said it. You got to get it while the getting is good.
Exactly. Right.
I wish they would have, taken Gallup with him, but he did not.
Oh man,
I'm just sorry, man. At this point, it's injury prone. He's injury prone. He is prone to injury.
It's tough coming back from an ACL tear too.
yeah.
And he had issues during, at the beginning of the season.
Quad injury and all that. So yeah, you're right. But I love Michael Gallup, but I want to see how he comes back. I just love Mike. I don't know. I
like Gallup too, man.
I love Gallup.
I'm right there with you, Trey.
He made those catches that no one else can make for the Dallas Cowboys. The sideline, the touch, the end zone catches, the tiptoes. He was one of the best.
His rookie year, he showed a lot of promise to me. To what he did, and then to get injured, it's like, dang, it's unfortunate. Then another injury, like, dang it. But I believe the glimpse of what he could do in a number 2 role or 3 role, now it's going to be number 2, is big for what I think Kellen Moore wants to do in that offense.
But I think you still have to. Okay, here's what have I always said is the best ability of any player.
Availability.
Availability.
Yeah, ability. Duh. Availability is the best ability.
Availability is the best ability.
I hear you, man.
This dude ain't got it. This dude ain't got, like.
You basing it off of 1 year though, Jay.
Am I basing it off for 1 year? Am I basing it off for 1 year?
He was there his whole rookie year, wasn't he? His second year when he had the 2 injuries that.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. 2018, rookie year. Started 8 games.
He's been here since 18?
This is 18, my friend. This is 5th year. 19, started 12 games.
Where have I been?
2020, started 15 games. So 2020 was the season where he actually started every game there. Just about all of them.
Right.
This past year, he started 8. So, I mean, you can say what you want to, but when it comes down to it, he's had over 1,000 yard season, right? I mean, the most touchdowns he's had in the season is 6.
I mean,
and I get it. I get it. He was the 3rd option.
There it is.
On this team. He's the 3rd option. Now he's the 2nd if he's available.
Well, he's also not going to be available till November?
The season's over by then.
No, I didn't say Dallas should have paid him this offseason when they did. That's on them. But I'm saying I like him enough to where I feel like once he's healthy, he can contribute, and he gives the Cowboys another weapon. Well, because right now your offense is depleted.
Have you noticed, though, I hate to switch kind of subjects a little bit, but Dallas, Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones paid, it goes back to what you were saying, Jerry Jones pays his players – after an injury, like, oh, you showed me loyalty because you got injured on the field for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to pay you this bag because you're like Dak
Prescott. Miles Austin,
Austin. Dak Prescott probably should never got that he did pay him early before that, but he got injured, and then let me show you your worth and everything. That's the one thing that irritates me about Jerry Jones. He's injured, so we're going to pay him the bag. Whenever I'm like, well, ACL tear from a wide receiver is kind of a big deal. Cooper Kupp, it took him 2 full years.
Yeah, it did.
That he had this year.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. We can say November. But what's the reality of him being back?
Yeah, because November will be probably like 85%. Real talk. I mean, that's just what it is with that type of injury, like Trey said earlier. I agree with you guys on the injury standpoint. My whole point is it's not his fault that Jerry Jones decided to pay him.
No,
I'm not blaming him.
He is no, you're not. But I'm just saying he's a capable wide receiver, like you said, when he's available. And
before the injury,
so if you look at it like that. Wilson's going to Miami. He's hurt. Debo Samuel should be someone that you're targeting, but they won't.
Should be. And here's what I was going to say also. We've done this before. That's how we got Cooper. We gave up, 2 first-round picks?
So Oakland, yeah. Or Las Vegas now, excuse me, yeah.
Right? So we yes, it wasn't necessarily money, but it was definitely high draft picks, or at least first-round picks. Right. And so it's worked out for, all intents and purposes because they were lower picks, but it was still first round picks.
Gotcha.
There's seasons where you don't have first round picks. So at that point, you're trying to shuffle around and see who's out there, and you're not really active in free agency. I mean, to really make an effect. So, and we were going to talk about it later, but I think this is a good point to bring up. According to ESPN staff writer Ben Barnwell, he ranked, ESPN.com, all the teams in their offseason activity, best to worst.
What are y'all, 32?
Guess where Dallas ranked in?
31.
20, I cheated. I saw it. It's 25 or 24.
24.
32. Not bad.
24. Right above Houston.
Eight teams did worse than you guys.
Yes.
Wow.
Right above Houston.
Okay.
That's where we ranked, right above Houston. I
I kind of like what Houston did this offseason. I'm just saying.
I
don't know how legitimate this thing is. I'm doing good.
And there's that part is because I think it's too high. I think 24 is too high for what they've done.
I think it should be 31.
I agree. I think 30, 31.
Really? Y'all think it was the bottom? It was
horrible. It was horrible.
I don't think we've addressed needs. The whole Gregory blow up, if for nothing else, it does not reflect well on this front office.
I will say this also. This offseason isn't over yet. Cuts start today for OTAs and everything, so we can get free agency from those players. This is usually where championship level teams find diamonds in the rough, I guess you can say. But at the same time, to this point, Dallas has got an F for me in this because they have done nothing to make this team better than what they were last. Even in the draft process, I would say they didn't make him a Super Bowl contender. The only reason they're a Super Bowl contender is because the NFC is so whacked. I mean, it's so horrible. It is so mind-blowing bad right now.
Because I honestly thought they could go after Hakeem Hicks from Chicago, who was let go.
I thought they should.
And he would have helped that interior a lot. But he decided to go play for a contender.
And you know what? Trey said something that very poignant in that championship teams find the diamonds in the rough. And unfortunately, Dallas Cowboys are not that caliber team yet.
They haven't found any diamonds this offseason, you don't think?
They are not championship
not
caliber.
Not yet. But last year, they got cursed. They found some.
They did. And they were going to let them go, and they re-signed them.
Right.
I think that was all Dan Quinn, too, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Dan was like, "You're going to sign him." No, Dan. No, you're going to sign him. You're going to sign him.
If you want me, you're signing him.
You're going to sign him. You're going to like it.
And you're going to like it, yeah. And so, no, I just don't. The Cowboys at this point are not a championship team. They're not. And it starts at the top. And that's where I am with it. They don't have a championship front office. They don't have that. And
they do. They do. Well, I don't know. Where you put Will McClay? Is he up there?
See, that's one person.
That's what I'm saying.
I think he has the caliber of being that guy, but is he handcuffed a little bit? Is he allowed to do the things that that will make them a better team? That's the question.
We talked about this last week. The people in charge of the money, the people who deal with the cap, the people that go out and scout. And I'm not saying that it's the scouts issue, because the scouts are going to scout, and it could be. But if you bring good players and say, "Hey, this is the guy we should get," and the rest of the front office says, "Nah, that's going to cost too much," or I don't think that's going to fit our system. The front office, not the coach, the front office. Therein lies your issue. Everyone outside and inside of Cowboys Nation believes Will McClay is the man. We all believe that.
Yes.
But we still have these issues in the offseason where we're looking at the Cowboys like, what the hell are they doing? What the hell are they doing?
It's Jerry Jones set in his ways, still thinking he won those 3 championships when we all know it was Jimmy Johnson. Let's just be straight up honest with ourselves.
There you go.
He's still holding on to that rope that's saying, I'm the one that won. No, you're not. It was Jimmy Johnson.
Right.
Let's be straight up honest with ourselves on that. Second of all, they're delusional because Jerry Jones, if he's blind or something, or he's arrogant or stupid in his ways, him and Stephen Jones both. If you look at the last Super Bowl champions, the Rams, what they do? Go spend money. They didn't care to pay the luxury tax, whatever the case may be. They went and spent money. Yeah, they got no draft picks, whatever the case may be. But you know what? They got a freaking Super Bowl.
Yeah, they went with a win now mentality and got the job done this year. Sometimes you have to roll the dice because everybody said that the Rams were crazy, but they had the last laugh because they held up the Lombardi Trophy this year. So Trey, you make a very good point on that, man.
And then also before that, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What they do? They go spend money. They go out and get Tom Brady. They go out and go. I mean, Tom Brady.
Why are you smiling so wide, man?
But they got all these great wide
guys, man.
They got all these great wide receivers. They went out and got a Leonard Fournette. They went out and got all these star players. And then they also brought the balls and the guts to bring Antonio Brown in. And you saw how it increased their play with the receiver pool and everything like that. They took a chance. The year before that, these teams go and spend money. This is the way to win now. You have to go out and spend money because the NFL is not like the NBA. Right? Because the NFL is a win mode now. These in the NFL, you can go from worst to first in a matter like that.
Yeah.
In a NBA, if you look at the NBA Finals this year, what is it? Homegrown talent. You have the Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. Then the other side, you have Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, and Jaylen Brown. All homegrown.
Yep.
And that's the way the NBA is turning right now. But in the NFL, we're impatient. We're impatient. We get in win mode now. And Jerry Jones has yet to see that through his thick old glasses, whatever the delusional, dementia, what. And I love Jerry Jones. I
don't wear glasses. I got cataract.
Exactly.
I got LASIK.
But honestly, if they don't do good this year, and remember, no NFC East team has won back-to-back division titles since 2005, I believe, from the Philadelphia Eagles.
You're right.
Donovan nowadays, if they don't do something with a crappy NFC this year, everybody's down this year. It's wide open for the Cowboys. As crappy as it is, they're wide. If they don't get a chance, if they don't make it to the NFC Championship game, you have a hard time bringing your fan base back. And Dallas Cowboy fan base, we all know how they are. You're going to have a hard time bringing them back and saying, if not now, then when, because it's only going to get harder from here on out.
I don't think it'll be harder to bring them back, but here's a question. As you were saying it, that's people will still be there. It's just weird that
I'm one of them too. I'm done with this team.
We'll hate coming back. We'll absolutely hate it because we'll hear it from people, that are from outside Cowboys Nation that'll say, "See, I told you.
Exactly.
See, I told you. You guys, you just think you're going to win it every year." Now, here's this question: the win now mentality, right? Do you think Jerry, though, is more for, I want to build a team that's a dynasty. I want a dynasty again. I just don't want a Super Bowl. And he said, the last thing I want to do before I leave this earth is I want to get a Super Bowl. That's what he said.
Right.
But the way he has positioned, or at least put this team together, it's more of a not win now, but win for a while. Do you think that's what he's trying to do? Does he not know how to
win? Do you think it's just that he doesn't know how to win anymore?
He doesn't know
he's
how
stuck in his old ways?
He doesn't know.
Definitely stuck in his old ways.
Well, honestly, I think he knows how to pick the players. I mean, look at that draft class in 2016 with Dak Prescott, all that. He has an eye for talent. I'm going to give him that. He does have an eye for talent. Yes. He's the one who built that off. Him and Stephen Jones. I'm not going to give him all the credit. Stephen Jones, because he wanted Johnny Manziel for all people. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I heard that was very close to happening.
Yes, he had a paper in his hand. Stephen Jones ripped it up, but
yeah.
He's the one. They're the ones that built. They didn't go sexy picks, and then it's like, all right, we're building the offensive line. Right. So he started this, but where Jerry Jones' problem is, he doesn't need a yes man as a head coach. That's what he got with Jason Garrett. That's what he got with Mike McCarthy. You don't need a yes man, and that's exactly what he's getting. And that's it. I honestly believe it's a head coach. I said this before, and I say this now. Mike McCarthy was the wrong choice for the Dallas Cowboys. He just was.
I totally agree. Totally agree with that.
Yeah. Switching gears here, let's talk more specifically here. One of the points that we were looking at and kind of talking about was, Tank Lawrence was another one of the players that we were able to re-sign, gave him guaranteed money, his whole contract guaranteed, right?
3 year, $30 million, I think it was guaranteed.
That's what it was, guaranteed.
Yeah.
So he's gonna get paid. Do you think he can get back to being the dominant player that we believe he is, whatever.
What was a shoulder injury last year?
It's
something crazy.
Yeah.
It wasn't knee or leg. I think it was an upper body extremity. Yeah. I believe that Lawrence is a good enough player to be okay. But he's missing help on the opposite side. He doesn't have a whole lot of help in the middle. Mm-hmm. That's what's going to hurt him. So he's going to get double teamed. There's going to be a lot of slide protection, going to be chip protections. Now, can he play it? He plays everything well. He plays the run well. He can get after the quarterback if he's healthy. Again, I know he's like, if he's healthy, that's like the key to everything, right? But it's going to be interesting to see what it looks like because we all know that he doesn't have the greatest. I mean, you do have Michael Parsons behind you, and they can put him in the opposite end if they need to for running, but it's going to be tough. It's not going to be a cakewalk by any means.
I mean, between Armstrong and Basham, maybe. Armstrong is showing flashes.
Yes.
I like Armstrong.
He's not a bad player.
He's not a bad player. Basham showed some flashes last season. It's – I would hope Tafua would kind of be that guy too. I just don't know. He's a rookie, kind of light. But I think maybe there's something there, coming out of Utah. You got Sam Williams as well from Mississippi. It's just all up in the air, right? And you're really going to have to rely on your cornerbacks and your DBs back there to help the line when it should be, in my opinion, the other way around.
Yeah.
It should be the other way around. Exactly. Your linemen should be the ones that's pushing and making that quarterback make bad decisions, right? So now your DBs are there to pick off, make a play, do something.
Now, Jay, I will say this. Your defensive coordinator is very good at scheming for what he has. Mm-hmm. So it may be a little bit more blitzing than you want to see. Yeah. But Quinn will find a way. And normally he was good at it in Seattle. Mm-hmm. He was good at it in Atlanta, though he was a head coach, not the coordinator. He still ran his defense.
Right.
That he'll find ways to help that line out with guys like Parsons and the other linebackers. So it's things are going to get done, and I think you have the right man on defense. And unlike your head coach, I don't think he's going to let anybody come in and change what he does. And that's the one good thing, that you do have a guy, I believe, on the defensive side of the ball that will take a stance for what he believes in with his players.
You know, and I'm also curious, Trey, and you help me out with this as well, big game. The Van Der Esch signing. It could go either way for me.
Wasn't it just a 1-year deal, or am I tripping?
It's 2 years.
2-year deal?
Was it 2 or 1? I thought it was 2.
It wasn't a very long-term deal at all. I thought it was 1. It might be
1.
2.
Maybe.
I saw signs from him early on where I thought he was going to be a great player. But then it became kind of Sean Lee-ish with the injuries.
What got him that extension, that even though it was minimal extension, was that play that he made on Debo Samuels on that third down play, that open field tackle, and he stuck him to make him short. And the Cowboys get a chance to have that crappy whatever last play of the game. I'm gonna go there, but that's pretty much like Jerry Jones. Like, I saw like it was glimpses of his rookie year.
Right.
What's helping him is he can. It's the injuries with Van Der Esch. And I like Van Der Esch, but he needs Jalen Smith was not the answer. Jalen Smith, I got tired of that guy. That guy celebrating after a guy made 10 yards on him, and I just got tired of Jalen Smith. And I love Jalen Smith. I love his story. I'm glad he came back. Blah blah blah. But at the case, maybe he was not a very good player. Yes. Second of all, and that's where Michael Parsons comes into play. He takes a load off Van Der Esch, and he can be more healthy and not reliable on the defensive end calling the plays, where it's going to be Michael Parsons from here on out. Right. So I think that's going to help him out tremendously with that 1-year deal. And I think that's what Van Der Esch needs, is that 1 year or 2 year deal, whatever. I forgot what the numbers were too. But you know what? Hey, I need to play because this might be my last ride. This might be, but I need to prove something. And I think you're going to see a great year from Van Der Esch if he stays healthy. I think also Sean Lee is going to help that linebacking core with Michael Parsons, Van Der Esch, with the Dallas Cowboys and coaching them up and stuff like that. Yeah. But going back to the Tank Lawrence thing, I would count me as a 1% or 2%, whatever the case may be. I did not want to sign this guy. I didn't want the guaranteed contract. This is why I hate guaranteed contracts, because he in my mind, he was saying, I got my money. He's kind of a selfish player. If you like, he had one good year. Let's just be straight up on it. He had one phenomenal year. And then you give him that guaranteed money. And you're like, I already made my money. I'm not going to give my 10%, even though I'm a little bit injured. I'm going to sit out these couple of games. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do whatever I want to do to protect myself, but not worry about the team. That's the problem I have with all these fully guaranteed contracts. You need to put incentives in there. Like, you got to play so much games. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to make play. That's where you get your incentives from your contract instead of fully guaranteed. If you want your fully guaranteed, you want these extra money, you got to do this, and that, and the other. That's the problem. I love Tank Lawrence. I do. He's a beast when he wants to be, but there's times where I don't trust his, I don't think he really cares that much. I think he just cares about himself. I could be wrong, but that's just the way I feel about Tank Lawrence.
I don't feel like that about Tank Lawrence. And I mean, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and that's cool. I understand that. But at the same time, he threatened to leave and scared the Dallas Cowboys into giving him something that he shouldn't have gotten from, according to you. That's not his fault. That they were dumb enough to give him that 3-year guaranteed when he threatened to leave or not resign or hold out or whatever else was. It was a panic decision. But at the same time, for what you had left on a defensive line, knowing that you already lost Randy Gregory, you're a little bit soft in the middle because your guys are younger trying to prove themselves. It was a move that they had. I mean, their hand was really forced. They had to make a move to bring this to one player up front that gives you any consistency. And that's even hard to say, like you said, because he was hurt and he had an exceptional season. And then another season where it's like, man, did you take your foot off the gas because you got the bag? I don't know. I mean, coming from a former player, I don't question guys' integrity a lot, but sometimes some people leave it out there for you to question, and I feel you on that.
When you see it on the tape,
eye in the sky don't lie. It don't lie, Jack. I mean, so if you see it on tape.
All I know is when J.J. Watt goes out there with a torn pec and returns the same season and giving his all, and you see these other players playing with broken hands, broken wrists, stuff like that, and you have Tank Lawrence who's over there pouting about a sore shoulder, whatever the case may be. it's kind of hard for me to. I'm just saying, I think Dallas should have paid him, but I think they shouldn't have fully guaranteed that contract where he's like, oh, I'm getting my money anyway. That's the problem I had with the contract. But I get why the Cowboys did it. It was a panic mode. He was the only one who stepped up that year. I get why they did it, but I was in the 1%. Like, I need to see more. Like,
I don't think you were the 1%. I think it's a little. I actually think it's larger than that.
Oh,
quite a few people. No, yeah, it was like fully guaranteed. Like, leave a little bit because even Van Der Esch doesn't have a fully guaranteed contract. It is on 1 year. It's $2 million, which is 1.75 guaranteed though. So I mean, hell, it's 250. Might as well be.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's pretty much fully
pretty much guaranteed,
but
at that point.
not totally. So yeah, it does go back to that whole issue of overpaying or putting the faith, and you want to put your faith. Even as a fan, you say, okay, look, maybe this is what he needed to ensure that every play he's there to show that, look, Dallas believes in you. Now it's step up every play, every season. I don't know if that's the motivator. Everybody has their own motivation. J.J. Watt is just a different dude. The Watts are different people, right?
The Watts, an example that I can remember.
They're just different people. They're bred differently. Like the Mannings are bred differently. Like that, that's in their DNA. For him, it's not. It's just not. And there's just players that it's just not. The Bosas, you look at one and the other, for the most part, they're bred like that. For others, they're not. So
I'm not gonna give them that green light to say they're bred a certain way in a different way, because when that word is used and you look at, I'm feeling like a color of skin is getting thrown into this for some reason.
It's something innate, and when I say bred, I'll take that. It's something innate within them. Okay, it's just those. They're just those type. There are other players that they come to work and they're there to work and they put in the work. They're there when no one's there. They're there before people. Kobe Bryant was one of those people. Michael Jordan is one of those people.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. I feel you.
That's in them. Steph Curry is one of those people. That's in them. You know that when they show up, they're ready. There's no question. Why? Because when they show up, you weren't there. They were already there. So that's the question there. It's not, hey, do you play hard? Yes, you play hard. But are there things that you could have done that could have prepared you to be better? To be $30 million guaranteed at this point? No.
Yeah.
Was he at the time when he got that guarantee? Would you consider him maybe the top 5 rushing defensive lineman in the league?
No.
Top 5?
No.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm
not
getting
at all.
But like I said, guys, no one's surprised that he got overpaid. It happened by the Dallas Cowboys.
No, we do that.
That's what happens.
We do that.
That's why we suck almost every
And
year.
think about it. You let a guy like Quinn go because you didn't want to pay him, which you could have got a whole lot less cheaper, but not guaranteed. And he was still very efficient in Chicago last year.
Yeah. Well, there's that. Speaking of getting paid and not getting paid, Tony Pollard was considered the most underrated running back based on production and salary this past season. Do you agree or disagree? Most underrated running back based on production and salary.
Now, Jay, I looked at Pollard's stats last year.
Yes, sir.
130 carries, 718 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, but 39 receptions for 337 yards. And Ezekiel Elliott only outgained him by 302 yards and had 100 more carries. So by those standards, I'm going to say, yeah, man, I believe whoever came up with that article is on to something.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at how much he got paid,
what made you laugh?
And by like a fan's perspective, like that's a lot of money for a fan, but in the football sphere, It's really not. $797,000.
Yeah, because he's still in that rookie contract.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and you know how Dallas does running backs.
Mm-hmm.
We, with the exception of Emmitt Smith and Ezekiel Elliott, we will run you until your wheels fall off, and then run you some more. And then when it's time to pay you,
bye.
All right, bye-bye. See you later.
Right.
Because here's the thing with Zeke, and I believe more of the play is on the line than Zeke. Zeke has lost his step. I know. But if you're sitting here telling me that Ezekiel Elliott, right, would have done the same amount with a better line, okay. But the line was not good. The line was not good.
But why did Pollard have some
That's
success
exactly
on
what
that same line?
Because Tony Pollard did not run behind the line. He ran outside. His plays were designed sweeps. His plays were designed for him to go outside the tackle. They were. Ezekiel Elliott ran up the middle. He ran powers and dives.
And I would agree with you that the line was not up to par this year like it has been in the past.
And the play calling was horrible.
But at the same time, it's 3rd down and 1, 4th and 1, where it's like, oh, no guarantees. It's guaranteed Zeke's going to get this 1 yard and we're going to move the chains. This year, no. Like, it doesn't matter. We got hit in the back. Like, he was getting stopped no matter if that line produced a hole or not. He was going down with one. Like, usually Zeke doesn't get tackled by one person. This year, he was getting tackled by one person a lot of time. He was. How many times did we watch it, like 4th and 1?
I mean, if you're getting hit behind the line as the ball is getting handed to you, it's hard to run.
I'm saying there's a lot of times he gets the ball and he's still he gets hit on it, like right where the line of scrimmage is. He usually breaks that one tackle to force his way through that 1 yard. But this year he went down immediately. I don't know because of his injury. He was injured a lot this year.
He was injured.
He played through a PCL, which I admire him for, but at the same time it's stupid because the Cowboys should have arrested him because Tony Pollard was carrying the load.
No, wait, you just talked about Watt and Peck and all of this.
Zeke's proven that he wants to be out there and win games. I'm just saying Lawrence kind of like any nicks and bruises out there.
Yes, I got you.
But
I got you.
What I'm trying to get at. Prime example. The third to last game, second, we're playing the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
No way Zeke Elliott should have been out there that game. There's no way. The Eagles already said they're playing their second unit. Okay, but Zeke Elliott's out there playing, and he's playing with the Port. Shouldn't you use that as a bye week and get him more rested because you're going against a tough, no matter who you're going to play, the 49ers or whoever the case may be, it's going to be a tough defense coming out of AFC West. You should rest him and save that PCL. I'm just saying that doesn't need to hear there.
I think that was more position trying to get, which they didn't need. They won it. They won the NFC East. They were not going to climb any higher than 4th.
They got from the 4th to the 3rd. And we saw that the fourth seed was actually an easier road to get to the championship than it was.
Right, exactly. So I mean, you play the percentages, but I think also it was scary because there was a point where when we played Philly, maybe it was a year ago, 2 years ago, where we rested everybody, and they came out and thoroughly thrashed the Cowboys, and they're like. Never again. I mean, it was bad. And Zeke was on the sidelines. And I think Dak didn't start. Like, it was bad. It was very, very bad. Then they said, no, we're not doing that again. So, yeah, there's that part. But, again, when we come back to this, and we know what's going to happen, they signed him, but the reality is when that dead money after this season is less, he will be cut. If he's not traded, which he won't be, he'll be cut.
Like we said that last week. He's got one more year in Dallas.
Yeah.
Whether we either trade him or cut him, they're not going to carry that money again unless he there it is. If he comes and has like a 1,520 touchdown season, he'll be back.
if he has a King Henry type year, he will be better. Or a Christian McCaffrey type year. That's another whatever because he's always there too. But I can kind of see it. But when you have a stud running back who can do it all in the backfield, he's a little skinnier than Zeke Elliott.
He's light.
And
he don't run into tackles.
Saw with the Cowboys, though, with Kellen Moore's offense and Mike McCarthy's offense, that offense was moving with Tony Pollard. It wasn't standstill. It's a better equipped offense for Tony Pollard than Zeke Elliott.
Yeah. They like Pollard. I know they also like Hardy.
I like Hardy. Well, I like Hardy. I like Clemens.
Clemens isn't bad. The thing is they need someone that can run inside the tackles. Pollard's, I don't care what you say. Pollard's not.
Well, the center got beat up a little bit. Zach Martin's getting old. It was hard to run in the middle last year, Jay. And you said the line was bad. I mean, it was hard.
Biotish was playing center as well. He's bad. And he's back again. So
hey, he's young and was thrown into a position I think was hard.
Boo. Don't do that. Don't you do that.
All right.
Don't do that.
I was about to try to give him a way out. I was. You're right. I'm sorry.
So
sorry, Biotish. I tried.
There you go. So now you got Biotish, and you got a rookie that's going to be next to him, right? It's going to be tough, man.
So Jay,
really tough. Yes, sir.
Question came up, and I posed it to you earlier. I saw this on ESPN, I think yesterday. Is this so? With all this being said. Cowboys 24th ranked in offseason moves.
Yep.
Offensive line is bad. Mm-hmm. They don't have like the sexiest offense in the world.
Right.
Is this a make it or break it year for Dak Prescott? Do you think that kind of pressure's on Dak this year or no?
No. I think the pressure is more on McCarthy and Moore. And only because Dak is now a Jerry Jones guy. And he paid him the money, and Jerry doesn't like to be wrong. He doesn't want to be shown that he's wrong. So he's bet that Dak is the man, Dak is the guy, and
Jerry's been wrong since '95.
I don't doubt that. Yes, totally agree. But here we sit, 27 years later, whatever it is, right? Still wondering when will we even sniff it? When will we get to the championship, the NFC championship? How about a playoff win?
Maybe you get a win this year. You get a wild card win.
We thought that last year.
No, y'all thought Super Bowl last year.
No.
I thought NFC championship. I didn't think Super Bowl.
At least that. Look, we should have beat San Francisco. Beat San Francisco.
Okay, but you didn't.
But we didn't. Green Bay was very vulnerable.
And they lost. You're right.
And they lost. So now that puts us against the Rams.
There's a song by Life Jennings you should go listen to. It's called Hypothetical.
Listen, we live in a hypothetical world.
Okay.
Correct. The life is about the what ifs. That's what it is. It's about the what ifs and then the decisions. What if, and what if, okay, and I make the decision, and then you have the consequences. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes you're out in the first round. That's what happens.
Ouch.
That's it. What do you think, Trey? Is this you look like you think this is it for him?
Okay. Let me say this. I'm a Dak Prescott guy. I love Dak Prescott as a person, as a human being, as everything. But he's getting paid over $40 million.
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to stop making excuses for Dak Prescott? Like, why is everything someone else's fault besides Dak Prescott? You get paid $40 million. All right, you're a top tier quarterback. They say top 8 quarterback, but that's
right.
Being modest. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Well, yes.
It's being honest. He cannot throw a wide receiver open. Let's just be straight up. He cannot.
Yes.
If you're asking if the fan base, if it's make or break for Dak for the fan base, yes. But you're right about Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones ain't gonna be wrong. You're right about that. Dak Prescott's the guy for future years to come, whatever the case may be. He's Jerry Jones's guy until Jerry Jones is 6 feet under or cremated, whatever the case may be. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm going there, but I mean, he's 78 years old. I'm just saying, it's time is almost there.
He's got to go.
But okay, so there's a reason. Even going to the first playoff series against Green Bay in 2016,
yeah,
he had a hell of a game. But yet he put himself in that hole because he was not moving the ball. And the same thing with the 49ers game.
Yes.
And the same thing with the Rams game. We always start off slow with Dak Prescott. He's always I hate using this word, but because I like the guy, but he's a stat packer. He is. Like, how many times he has to throw the ball? Like, he has the amazing stats because we always have to be throwing the ball at the end of the games and catching up. And that's where
very Tony Romo-esque.
No, don't even go there, my friend. That's another subject for a different day. That Tony Romo literally carried that team on his back.
He had to because he kicked him down with his feet. He kicked him down.
I still say to this day, if Tony Romo was in these playoff games in 2016, Dallas would have made the NFC Championship.
But he's been in playoff games and have lost them.
But he has not had the defense that they had. No, they didn't have the great. They had DeMarco Murray. Let's just be honest. Dallas gets screwed. I mean, that was a catch by Dez. They got screwed on that. That was a catch. I'm not saying they would have won the game because there's still 5 minutes left in the game. I don't know if our defense would have stopped Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers has broken our heart over and over and over again. So that's what I'm just trying to get at. But at the same time, going back to Dak, I'm just saying he's been paid top tier quarterback money.
Yes.
At some point, we got to start blaming the blame. Like, every year, like after an injury, like OTAs, this is the best I've felt in so many years, no injuries and all this and that. And then, like, this is the best I've felt. And blah. And he comes out guns blazing. And then middle of the season, defense start getting tape and adjusting. He doesn't adjust to the defense. Him and Kellen Moore, whatever the case may be, Mike McCarthy, Jason Garrett in the past, they don't adjust. They just stick to what they do, and it doesn't work. At some point, we got to say, Dak Prescott, you're the man. If you're not it, we got to cut bait with you because we can't keep doing this. We can't. We can't start off slow like we have been in the playoff games. This has to be on Dak Prescott this year.
You have to remove the excuses. The excuses right now are McCarthy and Moore. And until they're gone, it's not Dak's fault.
Well, even when Mark McCarthy leaves in probably week 2 this year, I'm just
damn, week 2?
No,
I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay.
But it depends on because the Cowboys have a late bye week this year back in November. It depends what the record is on the bye week. You see, Mike McCarthy gets that past that.
Jerry doesn't normally fire guys during the season.
I was about to say. I think
fired,
it's only once.
Wade Phillips. Yeah, but now he regret, and he didn't even want to do that. He was talked into that.
That's true.
I would even say forced.
And Wade pretty much helped him. Like, hey, you know what, Jerry? I'll help you. I'll go ahead and step down.
I'll go ahead and step down.
See, that's the thing,
I'm gonna go win me a Super Bowl somewhere else.
It's always
and he did
with Dak Prescott, and I'm sick of it. This guy talks about he wants to be a winner. He's all in. He's this. He's that. He's an Iron Man. Whatever the case may be. Well, then prove it this year. This is the time. You say there's no injuries. You're feeling the best you've ever felt. You said this plenty times in the past, but this year it says it's different. He has a great robbery. He got CeeDee Lamb's locker right next to his, so they have great communication skills. But I don't understand what that.
They're already talking. That kind of stuff cracks me up. When I hear that, like, hey, he moved them closer to him so they can stay on top of each other. They already talk and connected anyway. You ain't in the locker room that much to just talk.
Man, look, that's them kid booty games playing. You know what I'm saying? At some point.
I wasn't going to go there.
But yes, to answer your question, this is Dak. This has to be on Dak Prescott. They have any chance? It
can't be.
It has to be. But you're getting paid over $40 million.
Listen. This is what I've seen from Dak. He does not necessarily change plays. He doesn't. He doesn't audible. He doesn't do that. He follows the game plan. He does not, for whatever it is, does not go in and say, you know what, this play doesn't look right, or I'm going to do it this way. He doesn't do that. He is not a creator. He's not a creator.
Dak the creator.
He is not Dak the creator. Okay? He is the Dak read alouder. That's him. Okay, all right, that's okay, yes. That's just okay. That's what he does.
Did you say the Dak reader louder or outer?
I did say that. I did. That's mine. It's patented. Patent pending.
I don't think you got to worry about anybody stealing that from you, bro. I think you're safe.
He's a read louder.
I think you're safe on that one, buddy.
People know the plays. People know what he's going to do. They know his tendencies. And when you throw, like we said, 60 plays on offense average, and if 50 of them are pass plays, we know what you do.
And what's Dak's record after he throws it 35 times or more in a game? And really crappy this time. I tell you, elite quarterback. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And I love Dak Prescott. I do, but I love his leadership skills. I just
don't love him off the field.
Well, that's where your offensive coordinator comes into play. You have to play to your quarterback's strength, and Kellen Moore has not done that at all.
No.
And if Mike McCarthy's not going to step in and stop it, that's the problem, which we've already mentioned. But your head coach has a headset for a reason. Push the button and say, yo, keep it on the ground. Coach Dungy would push a button in a minute. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? No. Get the ball to All-Star.
Dude, his headset is just to listen to music.
Do you think it's turned on? He's got the elevator music playing?
He's listening to music, bro. Listen, his headset's just like this.
He's up there listening to an anime book. An anime audio book.
You know what I'm saying? He is not chiming in. He ain't doing nothing. You see Kellen just, and he's
all right, get to the yellow zone. I mean, when I heard him make up a zone on the field, the yellow zone. Let
me tell you something.
Get this guy off the camera.
Let me tell you something. Big game. When I played ball, I had a coach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say his name, but I had a coach when I was in high school. My man said, all right, since they know our play is going to change this play, we ain't going to call it 50 tough. We're going to call it 50 cookie. Kid you not. 50 cookie. We're going to call 50 cookie. You know we lost.
Yeah.
You know we lost.
This is in high school?
This is high school.
You get to high
varsity.
school, you start naming the varsity plays after snacks, there's a problem.
The defense called 50 cookie. If you play for Dunbar, you know. 50 cookie. That's what he said.
To all the young men that were subjected to the 50 cookie, I want to apologize for you and your football career.
I'm telling you, man, do the right things. Play the right way. Dak, I'm telling you, it's going to be – fans can be upset, but fans will say, well, you know what? The problem is it's Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're going to say. That's exactly what they're going to say. And they know Dak is not that elite quarterback. Stats-wise, he is, just like someone else. But stats-wise, he is. But when it comes to actual playing against someone over 500, those elite defenses, those elite coaches, those elite teams, yeah, it's an issue. It's an issue. Let's hit this last point, man. We're going to look around NFC East. Where do we see the Cowboys right now stacking up against the NFC East? Right now. Ooh.
Are we going off of last year? We're going off a draft? We're going off free agency? What are we going off of?
Right now.
Right now. I still have to say that I'm going to give them a slight edge over the Philadelphia Eagles as the best team in the division right now.
You're a beautiful person.
Process of elimination, right? Because who the Commanders have, Carson Wentz, we all know what he is. He's a turnover machine. Don't like him. Phil, until Jalen Hurts shows me something, I just don't trust him as a thrower. He's a good runner. That run game's going to be phenomenal. But even though with the accusation of A.J. Brown, I still don't think they are equipped with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the good thing going for the Philadelphia Eagles, they don't have that first place schedule like the Dallas Cowboys do. But the Dallas Cowboys have an easier schedule in the second half. But I still that not winning back-to-back divisions kind of scares me a little bit from forever.
Well, you don't have to be scared of the Giants either, so that's not anyone to be scared of.
Him at all, man.
So
so I just bypassed them. But I just think if Dallas Cowboys stay healthy and they get off, let's just say because they have a tough first 2 weeks of the schedule, if they go 1-1, I say they win. I say they win the division. I just don't see it. And could we please stop calling it the NFC least, because we got two teams in the playoffs last year. Where
the NFC itself is least right now. Like the NFC South wasn't that good. I made a lot of fun of the NFC East and the Dallas Cowboys. But you look at Tampa's road, you had Tampa, you had New Orleans. The Falcons are down.
Carolina.
The Panthers are down. I mean, like down, like basement, swing low, down.
Hey, but the Carolina Panthers were the best team until the Dallas Cowboys played, and we just sucked the life out of them after that.
Don't do that. You know they weren't no great team. We all sucked the life out of them. They were already done.
That's what we do. We suck lives out of teams.
Life suckers and booty game players. All right.
Hey, no, just Dak and CD. That doesn't make sense to me. Hey, I'm gonna move your locker next to mine. We're buddies.
Because it sounds good, like because someone else is going,
right.
Hey man, they move their lockers closer together so they can always think about and talk about the game. They talk about going to Del Frisco's or Fleming's or somewhere else after practice, dog.
Man, the CD trying to find out this. Actually, Dak trying to find the spots.
Hey man, who else is gonna play cards at tonight? I mean, come on through my house.
Look, CD found the spots. I guarantee CD already know the spots. Dak doesn't. Dak's
name is CD for a reason.
Hey, let's go. I don't know. It bothers me that this has to be a story.
Well, like there's nothing going on right now.
It's off season, Jay. There's nothing else to talk about.
It's slow.
But at the same time, the Cowboys also did have an eventful off season. I mean, we had the cheerleading gate with the owner. Yeah. We had the owner, and then we had Jerry Jones' new daughter that he just got. Hey. I'm just saying, we got that. Yeah. So, but it went 3 or 4 weeks without us talking about Dallas Cowboys. Like, CeeDee Lamb moved his locker closer.
And his car crash. Look, we had the car crash that happened. We had the mayor from Dallas saying, "Hey, we can support 2 pro teams." He will not be reelected. He will not.
Hey, they were serious too, though.
I'm kind of with them. Dallas can support 2 teams.
No, it can't.
Yeah, yes, it can.
No,
it can.
It cannot.
It can.
No, sir. No.
And you don't want it to, but
you don't want it to.
New York does it. LA does it. Why can't Dallas do it?
Because New York has always had those 2 teams. New York has always had those 2 teams.
That's your reason, because they've always had it. They can do it.
Yes.
Los Angeles hasn't.
That's a horrible explanation.
LA is weird though. Like, listen.
Come on, hey, hold on, man.
No,
everything I'm talking about California is weird. It's so weird. Jerry has to run his butt out there and take his team out there every other year.
I don't know why. Have you been to Wichita Falls?
Dude, I remember when they were at the Alamo.
Yeah, they did.
Have you been to Wichita Falls?
No, I have not been to Wichita.
Okay, then.
No, there's nothing out there.
Okay, then.
When was the last time they had camp in Wichita Falls?
It's been years.
Yeah.
They used to have it in San Antonio. I don't know why they stopped that.
They did. Because I think it was San Antonio and then Wichita Falls, and then they went to California.
Yep.
No, San Antonio, I think, was after Wichita Falls. Because they rotated a couple of years between San Antonio and Oxnard, California.
Maybe. But they were not going back to Wichita Falls. There's no way. No.
I hadn't even driven to Wichita Falls.
I'll take you up there. I lived there for 5.5 years.
I will right back around and head back.
Yeah, and we'll go to Parkway Grill. We'll look at some of the the pictures and memorabilia. We'll have some pretty good wings, and then we'll come on back. And that's what we'll do. And we'll have seen all of Wichita Falls.
Okay.
Because that's how they say Wichita Falls.
Wichita
Falls.
They do have good tornadoes up there, I'm just saying.
They really do. Some of the best.
Yes.
How am I not surprised that the buff nerd lived in Wichita Falls?
I've lived everywhere.
Hey man, do you collect little stickers from everywhere you lived? I want to see your sticker collection.
No, shot glasses.
Oh, I got those too.
Because I had to drink when I was there. Look. Shout out to the people. The people of Wichita Falls are great. It's great. It's just the city.
Wichita Falls, Jay Stoggs, the buff nerd, says that y'all made him an alcoholic.
I was already there. Remember, I'm a former pirate. But I'm a retired pirate. Look, I don't even know how we got here.
We talked about training camp. It's all good.
Oh, we were talking about the division and all that. But, yeah. I don't know. It's late. You know what? It's late.
And, yeah, that means it's just time to go.
It's time to go. Hey, look. You've been watching Cowboys Cut'N Up. Thank you so much for joining us, for watching us. Of course, you can watch us on Roku with ASAP Network, All Sports All Plays, and YouTube, Facebook, Big Game Sports Buzz, and BG Entertainment. Thursdays, you can check us out on Big Game Sports Buzz. New time, folks, 8 p.m. That's right. We're going later. We're going late night.
Lord help us.
Is that because of summer?
It's summertime. Yeah. So, we're going later. Of course, we have Chop Shop. That's going later as well. 8 p.m. We're starting at 8 p.m. now because, we're in the Central. It's summertime. It's time to do that. Trey, shout out to your show. What you got going?
Man, I'm talking more Cowboys, NBA Finals, baby.
That's it.
Sorry about your Dallas Mavericks there. I try to warn you. But
he doesn't listen, Trey.
No,
he doesn't.
I knew.
These Dallas Maverick fans. Oh, we got Luka. Okay, who else you got? Like
I know.
I'm just saying. I like Dallas, and it was a respectful series. If Mark Cuban can get a team or a player with Luka, Dallas will be good for years to come. But he's got to spend money, just like Jerry Jones. He doesn't want to spend money. He needs to spend money. But yeah, we're talking NBA Finals. We're going to talk about OTA. This is going to be a great finals. I'm sorry. I'm in finals mode. I'm a Steph Curry guy. I want him to get the fourth ring to tie it with LeBron James. And it's a travesty that he has not had an NBA Finals MVP yet because Iguodala should not have got that first one. It should have been Steph Curry if you go look at his stats from game 4 to game 6. Steph Curry was the man. Iguodala allowed LeBron James over 40 points a game. Okay, give me a break. He's still MVP, whatever. And I like Iggy. I'm just saying. Steph Curry should have got that MVP. But, yeah, that's what we're talking about. So, yeah.
Awesome. And they can catch you on what's the name of the show?
JC3 show. You can catch it on 103.7 The Buck, on Jam Broadcasting, on the app.
There you go. Big game. Man, you got some things going on, don't you?
Yeah, in the works. But
Sure.
Trey just kind of went in on one. I was just kind of sitting back taking it all in. You can catch me with Jay Stoggs every Tuesday in the Chop Shop. Thursdays, Big Game Sports Buzz, and I've just joined Bucks Report on their network to cover the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we're working on the day and the time of when I'm going to bring you that show, The Pewter Perspective.
Can you bring me a Tom Brady interview?
I'll see what I can do. I can't even get a hold of Tom Brady myself yet, but I'm gonna try.
I want to talk to him about this match that he's in tonight.
Uh-oh.
He's got to get his Metamucil fixed. And
there we go.
His Epsom salt bath.
I tell you what, man, I don't know what deal he made with the devil, but he's living the best life of any man.
The same one that Sade did.
There we go again.
Dude, the guy gets $35 million coming out as soon as he retires. I mean, who does that?
Yeah, that's true.
Followers of Beelzebub.
Is that a fancy word for devil?
It is. Lucifer.
Beelzebub.
Beelzebub.
It's a good show.
Hey, man. Y'all, it's been a good one.
It's been a good one. It's been a great one. Thank you for joining in.
I'm going to hit this button here.
Here we go. Let's go.
No, finish it.
Thank you for joining in. Join us for the chat. We always love to see the comments as well. And check us out on, again, another episode of Cowboys Cut'N Up. We out.